Free tarot teaching time, and in today's lesson we're discussing the Nine of Wands. So in the Eight of Wands, it was all about rapid progress, seeing results very quickly, things moving forward very quickly with very little hindrance. And then you move to the Nine of Wands, which is all about being in a phase of resilience, perseverance. So the Nine of Wands is all about showing the challenges that come up after this rapid period of progression in the Eight of Wands. How it requires you to stand your ground, to be vigilant, to defend your achievements and push through any final hurdles that may come up with resilience and with determination. The progression is basically trying to show you the cyclical nature of basically moving from very swift, rapid progress into periods that test your resilience and your strength, which ultimately lead you to greater growth, greater success, and the completion of your goals. So let's get into the symbolism. And I'm feeling very relaxed today. So let's talk about this central figure here. He looks like a very wounded soldier, a very wounded warrior. You can see he's got a bandage on his head. He's like leaning very onto that stick right there. Now, the reason he looks like that is to show that he's overcome many, many challenges. But despite that, he's still standing. He's still ready to do what is necessary to get to his final goal. In the background, all these wands, you can see there's 8 wands in the background. This is to symbolise all his previous obstacles that he's overcome. He's overcome so many things on his journey and he is almost there. He's holding on to that 9th wand. There's only one more wand to go to make it 10 and the cycle is complete. Your object has been attained. He's almost at that finish line. You know, he's just overcoming this next challenge, but he's not ready to give up. And that kind of is all your symbolism in there. Obviously, it's just showing you basically that he's overcome a lot. He's tired, he's weary, but he's not going to give up yet. He's still stood there, standing his ground, ready to overcome whatever needs to overcome to achieve what he wants to achieve. So join me in the next video where we will talk about the upright interpretations. Free tarot teaching part 2. Which I think is French for 2. We're discussing the upright interpretations of the Nine of Wands. I've changed angle because you could see up my nose on the last one and nobody needs to see that, especially if you're eating your breakfast or whatever. So, if this was to come out in a tarot reading, this is showing that, you know, you've overcome a lot. You've been through a lot. You may currently still be going through a lot. Especially in regards to any endeavours you're trying to do. But you have the ability to push through difficult times. Yes, you're wounded. Yes, you're tired. Yes, you feel like giving up. But when the Nine of Wands comes out, it's saying, do not give up. You are so close to your final goal. You need to push through now. Now is not a time to wave your white flag and surrender. Now is the time to give yourself a kick up the ass and say, I got this, and go and push through whatever needs to be pushed through to get to where you want to get to. Another interpretation, if this was to come out in tarot reading, could show that you're being very defensive. You've got a very defensive attitude over something at the moment. Just depending on the other cards that are coming out will show whether that defense is warranted or whether you're being defensive for no reason. But it is showing that you have a very defensive nature at the moment, or you're needing to have a defensive nature at the moment. Whether that's because you're trying to protect what you've achieved, or because you're wary of any new threats that are coming your way, or, you know, there's a situation that's going on around you that makes you feel defensive. But if this was to come up, that could be another interpretation. It can also symbolise having having gained like experience and wisdom from past experiences. You've overcome a lot, so you've learned a lot along your journey, whether or not you don't think you have, and you can use what you've learned to overcome this now current situation that you're in. Now, whether this comes up in a career reading, a relationship reading, financial, health, general, whatever, it is saying that, you know, you just need to stand strong a little bit longer. I know you're tired. I know you feel like giving up, but now is not a time to give up. Keep pushing. You're almost at the final hurdle. So join me in the next video where we will be discussing the 10 of Wands.